This is Josh Wright after Ebbsfleet 0, Braintree 1. You couldn't quite get that fourth result on the spin, could you?
No, real gutter that to take, if I'm being honest with you, because other than the first 60 seconds of the game when they had a decent chance, I thought there was only one team that looked like they were going to win the football game, and we've had some, how big do you want to call them, chances first half where we could have gone 1-0 up, 2-0 up, and we didn't take them. Not so much always through a lack of poor finishing, just by a little bit of bad luck, or the one he clears off the line, but then some chances from some set plays, and we were asking questions, and I stood there, and for me there was only one team in it at that time, but we've broken away from what is very poor from us from one of our set plays. We invited the danger, which we always go on about, do not invite danger. That ball just has to go back into the box. You know as a player where you are, where your setup is from a set play, and must understand if we give the ball away there we're in bother. And we didn't. We showed naivety and we got punished for it. Obviously they get the penalty, and then from there we see it through to half time, but they've made it ugly. They've delayed it second half. They've done what they're going to have to do, or what they will do. That's natural. But it just wasn't to be today. It just wasn't that little bit of luck. Even just thinking back now, sitting here, Max's strike from the edge of the box, I'm pretty sure it's going in, and I think it hits one of our own players. And that's the difference of that little bit of fortune that we might have got in the last week or two to today. So that one hurt. That one hurt today, because I was really confident we'd get the win today. And I think the boys were. You could feel it in there. So it's a sucker punch, but you can't get too down. We know there was going to be setbacks at times when we started to get on a bit of a run. It's frustrating, it hurts, it's gutting. As I just said to the boys, we've got to lift ourselves, because there's plenty more games to go.
There seemed to be occasions during the game where players wanted an extra touch, and it was as though there was a little bit of uncertainty, that they wanted to try and be certain about what they were doing, and they were getting caught in possession sometimes.
Yeah, I think, do you know what? I think I actually said to them at half time, it's probably the first game in a very long time that we've dominated the ball, that dominated territory. We had them in their own half, where quite often over recent months it's been us in our own half doing a bit of defending and not really having the football. So maybe that was a little bit of a surprise to players. Not that it should be, because you're a footballer and you've all had plenty of games like that, and we train every day like that, but maybe you just start to get a little bit overconfident, and obviously the pitch plays a little bit bobbly at this time of year anyway. But yeah, I see what you're saying, but I don't think that's the reason why we've lost a football game. We made a poor decision that led to their goal, but on top of that, we had enough chances to win a football game here today, and that's what frustrates me, and that's what I'm so gutted for, because on another day, at least one of them goes in, and we're sitting here now with another point at least. So as I say, it hurts, but we have to pick ourselves up and go again.
It really meant a lot to Braintree to win. I mean, at the end of the game, they went over to their fans and they celebrated like they'd won the league. To them, those points give them a little bit more of a cushion at the bottom of the table, a little bit more breathing space. For you, it would have been enormous to have got those points, but what more can you do? You know,
listen, and rightly so, they're gonna celebrate, because they will see it as a massive result, just like we would have if we'd won the game. But all we can keep doing is striving, working towards the next game, working towards the next result. We really have built a foundation here over the last few weeks in terms of the mindset and the mentality of the boys. I think you've seen it again. I think the fans see it again, where we've been clapped off. The boys have been clapped off, and they deserved it. And it's a choker. I just said to them in there again, I'm so gutted for you, because you deserve more out of the game today. You really did. So we as a group and everyone associated are doing everything that we can, and on another day that's another positive result, whether it be a draw or a win, and we're sitting here now going, hang on, we're unbeaten again in another game. So, but this happens in life, and where we're playing such big catch up, it feels a lot worse than what maybe it should do. No one likes to lose football games, but every one we lose at the moment we know is very damaging. But we have to lift ourselves, we have to keep going, we have to keep doing what we're doing, because we've shown a lot of positivity over the last couple of weeks, and I think it's been clear to see on the eye, and we have to keep doing that and keep striving and keep pushing that we can hopefully put the wins on the board that we're going to need.
You've got a couple of away games coming up, long distance journeys to take part in. In a way, is it easier being the away team and not having the home crowd pressure on your back, as it were? I mean, can you go to these away games and think, right, okay, we're the underdogs here, we can use that to spur us on?
Yeah, listen, it's home and away. It does play different advantages and disadvantages, but at the end of the day, it's the amount of games we've got left, or whatever it is, wherever we go, home and away, it's us versus them, and we have to get a result. We've obviously had 1 or 2 decent results away, but also 1 or 2 at home in recent weeks in terms of the 4 games, if you like, on the bounce. But yeah, look, we're on the road. We know that we'll have to prepare right and recover right for each game. But it's just another football game. It's just us versus them, and if we get our mindset right and the mentality right, we'll have a fantastic chance of going to those places and getting results. But we have to show the nitty-gritty stuff, the basic stuff that gets you football results, that's got us football results over the last few weeks. We have to show that in abundance and more, and hopefully the results will follow.
Clear week this week, no midweek games. It's got to be good for you to get players fit, work on the training ground and prepare for next week.
Yeah, it's pretty much the first week and we're still losing bodies, as you can see, during games. It's pretty much since I took over, it's the real first clear week where we can dust ourselves down, regroup, rebuild, if you like, and have a full clear week moving into a game, because we need it. It's great playing games, and it's the best part about football, is playing football games. But we need a clear week where we can really regroup and freshen the minds up and look forward to football games. And we've got it the following week as well after, so that would be quite refreshing to have that. But we have to make the most of it, and hopefully we can pay that to our advantage.
Well, let's hope you bounce back next week. Good luck.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Yes.